Hi, I'm Kaz Pearman from What's New in Electronics. I'm here today at Electronica 2022 and I'm joined by Quentin from Megatech. Good morning, Quentin. How
Good
are
morning.
you?
Good morning. How are you?
Very well.
Good.
How has your Electronica been so far? Being obviously 4 years since we had our last one.
Yes, it has. It's been busy, which is a good thing.
Yeah.
Yes, we're featuring new equipment this year, which again is a good thing. Significantly different to last year when we came, but it wasn't quite so. It was a different show, but we're sort of back to normal. A bit of deja vu, really, for us.
Getting back into the practice of things.
Certainly, yes. Yeah, the travelling.
Yes.
Yes, generally. Yeah.
So in terms of Megatech, in terms of where you are and where you sit in Electronica, for those that may not necessarily know what you are and what your target market,
Yes.
is there something you want to share with the audience today?
Well, we fundamentally sit in the semiconductor sphere, and really the manufacturers, the chip makers, the fundamental people who engineer the silicon that basically ends up in electronic components. So if we had to describe ourselves, we are sort of facilitators of silicon engineers, really, in fabrication plants, and that is our focus has been our focus for 50 years, really, in the UK, almost from the birth of the semiconductor industry, now to branching out into the US and into what we would class as mainland Europe.
So in terms of what's been happening over the past few years, obviously with COVID and things and that, in terms of evolving, in terms of Megatech and where that sits here and what you're sharing across Electronica?
Well, silicon production requires ultra-clean processes, and that is also true within life science. So there's been quite a lot of sort of crossover with us between what we supply to the semiconductor industry and what we supply to the life science industry. So, to be honest with you, we have some of our customers who have evolved into COVID testing kits, where they have to handle ultra pure, ultra clean devices from one part of their process to another. We facilitate that by doing handling equipment that enables them to do that. So we've had a bit more of a crossover in COVID, which is still a significant part of our business. Ultra pure materials handling, really.
And that business of quality control, how does that kind of come about in that process?
Our suppliers and ourselves have to have the highest quality control standards. We only deal with premier brands, you'd call it, people who have a reputation within the industry to produce high quality, high traceability, high accountability items, because when a semiconductor process has an issue, you have to be able to fully traceable right down the line, right back to the raw material, which is exactly the same within life sciences. Slightly different standards, so we have to be on top of the standard situation, but it's a similar process, except life sciences, if you get it wrong, people get ill. If we get it wrong, people lose a lot of money. I don't know what. You make your mind up of what's most important.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And with that in mind, so looking forward to 2023, in terms of what's been going on globally,
yes,
which none of us could predict, and that sense of being able to respond versus reacting to situations. How do you think Megatech going forward will be kind of ahead of the game? Megatech
going forward, we've made the strategic decision to expand. As I said before, we've been very sort of constrained within the UK and Ireland for many years. 2016 forced us to look outside, so that moved us into really forming entities in other countries. So we formed an Irish entity, and just last week we formed a German entity. So what it's done for us is we've sort of looked about us and thought, right, how are we going? Where are our customers? Where are we going to be regarded as a local supplier? And that's where we'll set up our entities, and that's where we'll employ local people. We will build assemblies locally. It really, semiconductors has been a very globalized industry for many, many years. The latest, situation in the world is people are beginning to think more regional. The supply chain has been a nightmare, as it has been for everybody over the last few years, and it's not getting any better. So if you're more regional, you bring your production, your people, your companies, or even down to the local level. That's our strategic outlook, and that's how we're going to hopefully weather whatever comes in the next few years, whatever it might be.
Quentin, thank you so much for your time today.
Okay, well, thank you very much.